Hi guys, Sci-Fi Recapped here. Before we start, warning. Spoilers ahead. Today, I'm gonna explain a 2022 Korean science fiction action movie called Alienoid. The movie begins with an evil alien race known as Paro who is imprisoned on Earth. They are trapped within humans' brains and become unaware of themselves. However, sometimes they become self-aware and attempt to escape from their human hosts. That is why two good aliens, Guard and Thunder, are tasked with dealing with the escapees. Once upon a time in 14th century Earth, a Paro in a woman's body escapes, leaving her badly injured. Guard and Thunder come through a time-traveling portal, chase the Paro, and contain it. In her last breaths, the woman asks Guard to look after her baby. He is reluctant at first as his principle is to never interfere with human business, but Thunder, who can shapeshift into Guard with various personalities, seems eager to adopt her. They leave the scene and travel back to the year 2012. In their home, Guard puts the Paro in containment which hosts 7 other Paros who previously escaped through time and space. Guard then finds the human baby in his car's backseat, brought by Thunder. Thunder proposes that they adopt her so they can study her brain and better understand the human species. Back in 1391, a dosa, or magician, called Muruk, makes a living by being a bounty hunter. He owns an enchanted fan that can control the wind and produces 2 shape-shifting creatures and some weapons. The creatures take the shape of cats, but Muruk can transform them into humans that serve him. After collecting rewards for capturing 3 thieves, he plans to search for a mysterious blade called the Divine Blade which offers a big reward. He goes to Dog Turd, his father who is in prison, who tells him that it was found some time ago in a river. It has a strange diamond carved into it which cannot be separated. It accidentally flew into a man and stabbed him, but instead of dying, he became stronger. The blade was then owned by an ex-magistrate who runs a bar named Baionanjung in Jiuziang. Muruk thanks his father by freeing him from prison, then leaves. Muruk and his 2 servants then ask for directions to Baionanjung. Along the way, they encounter Suitor, a mysterious man wearing a modern suit, indicating he is not from that era. Arriving at Baionanjung, the ex-magistrate is not impressed with Muruk and refuses to serve him, even paralyzing him. He then goes to receive a guest, which turns out to be Suitor. He claims to know the origin of the blade currently in the ex-magistrate's possession. Actually, he is a Paro and wants to claim the blade for himself, fatally injuring the ex-magistrate and other people in the process. The blade falls off and is taken by Dog Turd, who is also after the blade. A chase ensues between Dog Turd, Suitor, and Muruk. Suitor easily defeats the other 2, but the blade is lost. After recovering from being beaten, Muruk observes an alien spaceship on the river. Meanwhile, in 2022, the baby that Guard and Thunder adopted, now a 10-year-old girl named Yeon, causes trouble at school by running to the police station and claiming that she is abducted by her father. She admits that she remembered being abducted, her father has been messing with her mind, and he has a droid assistant named Thunder. But he does not provide elaboration and waits for Yeon to finish her classes. He is greeted by an aunt of Yeon's friend who is clearly attracted to him, but he only reacts coldly. Yeon exits the school building, and they drive home. Unbeknownst to Guard, she hides an old phone on the car seat so she can collect further proof that Guard is talking to Thunder or doing secret alien stuff behind her. After she leaves the car, she overhears Guard and Thunder begin talking about implantation in 18 hours. In the evening, when Guard is away, Yeon goes back to the car to take her phone. However, the car automatically forbids her from touching a suspicious equipment box, causing Thunder to expose himself. Thunder warmly welcomes her and explains his and Guard's origins. He also realizes that Yeon has learned about the implantation mission and tells her to forget it. Before Yeon can ask any more questions, Thunder urges her to get out of the car because Guard is coming. Outside of the car, Yeon can still hear Thunder telling Guard that the implantation will happen tomorrow at Jizan Hospital. The next day, Yeon makes her way to the hospital. She encounters Moon Do Sok, a police detective. Then, a strange cloud appears in the sky, catching everyone's attention. The cloud conceals an alien ship that ejects a black crystal to the hospital. The crystal emits a black substance piercing through everyone's body, including Moon Do Sok's. Yeon attempts to escape, then she locks eyes with Guard. Guard is confused to meet Yeon, but she quickly runs away. After getting corrupted with the black substance, the humans continue their day as if nothing happened. Back to the past, 2 mages from Samgaksan, Hyuk-seol, and Chongwon, aim to sell magical antiques to Jang, the leader of the Millbone Temple. Jang does not seem impressed with the items they offer, but when he learns that the mages know about the Divine Blade, he wants to work with them to find the blade. Meanwhile, Muruk finds Suitor's crib, finding images of aliens and the divine blade, the mysterious blade they are all looking for. Murik disguises himself as a groom on his way to marry his bride, believing the blade is hidden somewhere between the wedding gifts. He discovers his bride has a modern pistol, indicating she is from the future. She offers him a drink, which he accepts, but then he quickly runs to the storage room to look for the blade. Jang and the Samgok mages then arrive and siege the house, also looking for the blade. Murik suddenly becomes weak, realizing he has been poisoned by the bride, who is also a pretender. Meanwhile, she prepares to claim the blade and face Jang and the mages, but she is defeated and is taken hostage in the Millbone Temple. Murik secretly retrieves the bride's pistol before she is taken away. Back in 2022, Yeon runs away from home to her friend. Guard assigns Thunder to bring Yeon home. At home, Yeon demands her questions about them be answered. Guard and Thunder then explain to her that they imprison Paro in humans' minds with the hopes that if the human dies, the Paro dies too. If a Paro escapes, their job is to deal with it. They never interfere in human matters except for adopting Yeon, because if she is left behind, she would have died as a baby. Moon Do-sok acts weird during his work, becoming more violent. The Paro prisoner inside him is taking control and wants to break free. A Paro ship arrives on Earth, on a mission to release Moon Do-sok from his Paro. Guard and Thunder quickly leave to find Moon Do-sok and intercept the Paro while Yeon insists to tag along with them. A chase ensues between Moon Do-sok, the Paro, and Guard. Turns out the prisoner inside Moon Do-sok is called Controller, a powerful Paro. He can be released if Moon Do-sok is stabbed by the Divine Blade. After successfully completing his mission, the Paro detonates himself, fatally injuring Guard. Thunder rushes to give Guard more life support, but Guard decides to continue chasing after Controller. They sneak into Controller's spaceship, learning that he plans to release Hava, bubbles that change the Earth's atmosphere to be suitable for them to exist without human hosts, but uninhabitable for humans. Their fight causes 2 Hava bubbles to break out, so they try their best to keep them from spreading. However, a bubble already bursts and causes many people to lose their breath. Yeon is fortunately saved by Thunder, who sends Guard's car to drive her home. The mysterious gun-wielding bride turns out to be grown-up Yeon, now trapped in the past, looking for Controller. Suitor and Jang, the Paro who are also trapped in the past, are also looking for Controller, who they believe has changed his host to a different human from Moon Do-sok. That is why they were after the blade and attempted to stab many people with it. Meanwhile, Murik and his men disguise themselves to get into the Millbone Temple. The divine blade suddenly glows on its own, surprising everyone in the room. Murik is then tasked to deliver dinner for Yeon. He shows her pistol and throws it at her. Yeon convinces Murik that she came from the future, but he tells her that he believes they have met sometime in the past. Hearing the footsteps of other guards, Murik leaves. After retrieving the gun, Yeon falls unconscious. The mages are having dinner, but quickly realize that the food is poisoned. They become paralyzed and not aware that Murik is stealing the divine blade behind their backs. However, Murik soon realizes that if the mage's food is poisoned, Yeon's was poisoned too, and quickly leaves to save her with an elixir from the mages. He gives her the elixir, but Jang and his men surround them and kill them both. They are then put inside coffins to be buried and drowned. Back in 2022, Guard is determined to set Yeon free so she is far from harm's way, while he finishes his mission to find Controller and stop the Hava spread. Thunder drives Yeon away, but he realizes Yeon truly wants to help Guard and that it might increase their chance of success, so they come back to help Guard. They chase after Jang, Suitor, and Controller to reclaim the Divine Blade and defeat them. Realizing that they have nowhere to run and to keep the Paro away from their spaceship, Guard opens the time-traveling portal to the 14th century, sending all of them to the past. Turns out the mages and Murik, who was still a little kid, saw the portal open. The fight between Guard, Thunder, and Yeon against the Paro continues. Guard fights Controller until his limb breaks and disintegrates, then Yeon shoots Controller with a pistol she hides in her backpack. Now that his host's body is badly damaged, Controller needs to find a new host to ensure his survival. Meanwhile, Yeon falls to the river along with the blade. She swims to the surface and is found by Murik, who helps her search for the blade. Murik could not find it, but he was able to retrieve her backpack. The older Murik and Yeon then realize that they have met before, then regain their consciousness and escape from their coffins. Yeon shoots her way out of the coffin and searches the temple to retrieve the blade while facing Jang and Suitor. The mages help her to fight against the Paro using their antique magical items. Hyuk-seal uses a magical magnifying mirror to magnify her hands and Yeon's bullets to effectively attack the Paro. Yeon runs with the blade, with Jang and his Paro chasing after her. She abandons her boat and quietly crosses the river by swimming. Meanwhile, Muruk successfully summons a sword from his enchanted fan to fight against the Paro. He kills Suitor and his Paro, which, before he dies, tells Muruk that he has something special within him. Turns out that after little Muruk helped little Yian out of the river, they made a fire and heard a strange sound. When Muruk wandered to check the sound, Controller, still inside Moondew Sock, appeared. He transferred himself to Muruk's body, making him the new host. The mages realize that Muruk is the controller that the other Paro have been looking for and are questioning whether they must kill him or not. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.